But first we go to the Europa Holler for the exciting netball match between the old rivals, Australia and New Zealand. This game will decide the gold and silver medals. Here's John Taylor.
Welcome once again to the Europa Halle. Another big and enthusiastic crowd. And New Zealand, the reigning world champions, going through their warm-up drills. Netball developed at the end of the last century, and like basketball, the aim is to score goals by shooting a ball through an iron ring just over 3 meters high. Unlike basketball, there's no backboard and no dribbling. The court is divided into 3 zones, and the 7 players are restricted as to where they can go. No player may hold the ball for more than 3 seconds before either passing or shooting. And with me, Mary French, the National Technical Officer of the All England Netball Association. We join the match with New Zealand leading 15-8. Mary, New Zealand world champions, and at the moment they've just got the edge over their great rivals, Australia.
Yes, they have. They're just playing that little bit steadier, I think, and they're not missing their shooting chances.
Australia now with a chance. Can't be interfered with on the shot. Was interfered with, and therefore gets 1 meter closer for the shot and makes the basket.
Yes, she had a penalty awarded against the defence. She had to stand out of the game.
The restart from the centre circle, and Australia's ball, even though they scored.
Yes, it's where it differs from other sports. It's not the team that hasn't scored the goal. They are taken alternately throughout.
A jump ball there because simultaneous contact, and it's a non-contact sport. It's 15-9 now to New Zealand.
It's one of the few mistakes that New Zealand have made, and it'll be Australia throw in, and they'll hope to get the ball down and into a goal from this chance.
A cardinal sin, I would think that, Mary.
Yes,
possession everything.
That's right. Unforced errors are no good to anybody, because it's possession that counts all the time. Unless you can get the ball down the circle, down into your shooters, nobody else can score. It is only those 2 players. Again, a missed shot. Shooting is all important, and it's goal average that counts in the end. And so far, New Zealand's shooting has been that little more accurate than Australia's, which has given them the lead they have.
Sandra Mallet setting up the goal shooter, Tracy Earle.
But Keeley jumped in too close. She was within 3 feet of the shooter, so she's awarded a penalty pass or shot, and the goalkeeper has to stand out of play till the ball leaves her hands.
Tracy Earle makes no mistake. 16-9 New Zealand.
There's a very good interception there by the Australian captain, the defence. So they'll hope that's to culminate that in a goal, which will pull one back for them. And they have. Vicky scored.
Vicky Wilson there.
And that was against the centre pass, so Australia have reduced their deficit a little.
Yes, 16-10, and they've still got possession, so a chance again here for them. Julie Carter with the shot, but again a
interfered
penalty.
with, yes, by the goal defence. So penalty shot. A good retrieve there and making it into a goal. Now New Zealand will hope to pull back those 2 goals that they've lost. Often feeding in from the centre of the circle. Taking their time, playing the ball around so they can make sure they can get it in. But she didn't release the ball then until her foot was on the ground, so she broke the footwork rule. So it's free pass to Australia.
And Mary, the thing that really keeps this game moving, this 3-second rule on passing or shooting, means that you really just can't sit on the ball at any stage.
No, you can't, and because there's no dribbling, it is a question of passing into the space and relying on one of your teammates to collect the ball at the other end. And if you notice, Australia and New Zealand invariably, it looks as if they're passing on the run, which they are doing, because they know each other's play and they try and get the ball on into the space. It leaves the defence trailing a little bit, and that's what it's all about. Keep possession, get into the space, take the hard pass ball. Umpire taking a toss-up between the 2 players. As long as one of them touches it, it's all right. And a throw into Australia. Has to wait umpire to call play. And here's Australia looking. And interception, but it was contact by the shooter, so New Zealand had the penalty pass.
Goal attacker to the goal shooter. Tracy Earle, and makes no mistake, that really has been the difference between the two sides. The New Zealand shooters have been much more accurate.
Vicky then holding the ball for more than 3 seconds. She couldn't find an unmarked player to pass the ball to, so New Zealand have a free pass.
Robin Dillamore, the goalkeeper for New Zealand, the tallest girl on court.
Knocked out of court by Australia, so a throw in to New Zealand. Girl attack will look for her goal shoot if you can find her. But they're having to pass the ball around the edge so but get it into the goal attack.
Julie Carter again on target. At the start, Sandra Mellett, the centre, the only player who's allowed to go into all 3 zones, but she's not allowed inside the shooting circle. 19-11 New Zealand, and Australia badly need to make use of this possession.
And there the centre broke the line, and so it was a free pass. And here's the throw into New Zealand. Can they convert a goal? Long pass down to the centre, who dropped back. And a penalty against the wing defence. So New Zealand will have an unmarked player. And again, jumping in directly at the shooter. So it was a penalty pass, which again is converted.
New Zealand now opening up a big lead at the end of this first half. 20-11, just a minute to go.
Again, contact there, the umpire signalling that the player's hand was hit as she attempted to throw the ball, which was contact. So New Zealand will have a penalty pass taken back in the area. And a nice direct pass into the goal attack, who will convert. Yes, she did.
Julie Carter, really accurate. Julie Carter's only missed 1 shot in the whole of this first half. 10 goals out of 11 attempts. Tremendous accuracy with her shooting.
Yes, that's the shooting you've got to have. On these tight matches, you want a shooter who's going to give you 90% accuracy. Very rarely to get anybody with 100%.
Half-time, so New Zealand looking very much in control at the moment against their great rivals Australia, leading 21-11. We'll be back with the second half after the break.
TV Guide, out now with your chance to win 10 designer Batman suits. Becoming seriously silly and a middle-aged sex symbol. Here's John Cleese leading a double life. Just feel that. Are Henry and Mike about to muscle in on the pop market? And this was your life. We join Michael Aspel on an unusual package weekend of murder and mystery. Plus the only comprehensive weekly guide to satellite TV, highlighting the best on the box. TV Guide, out now.
The Dublin Horse Show, brought to you by Royal Caribbean Cruises.
Welcome back. Well, Australia made 2 substitutions during half-time. Sally Ironmonger replacing Keely Devery as goalkeeper, with Nikki Cusack coming on as wing attack, Carissa Dolwood going to centre, and Jenny Longhurst going off. We've only missed 3.5 minutes of the second half. The score 23-14.
And Australia have just been given a penalty pass outside the circle. And Vicky working footwork rule to try and get herself close to the post to make it more difficult for the defences. But unfortunately she still misses, and there was contact on the goalkeeper, so New Zealand now have a penalty pass.
That really was the story of the first half. The shooting statistics, Tracy Earle, the goal shooter for New Zealand, 11 of 14, and Julie Carter, the goal attack, 10 of 11. The Australians, in contrast, Vicky Wilson, 7 of 11, Sue Kenny, just 4 out of 8.
That's right, and this is what makes the difference at this level of match. Again, another miss. And from under the post, that's unusual for Sue. Sally starting off an attacking movement, but again, another unforced error from Australia. Don't very often see those. Throw in.
Rita Fatialofa putting the ball into play. Sandra Mallet, the playmaker, the centre, working it into the circle. Tracy Earle.
Sally doing a good jump then to try and intercept the ball, causing Tracy to miss that time. Australia have come out with a lot more fight this half. They're obviously very determined to pull that 10-goal deficit back, and are doing so at the moment. Contact, so penalty pass.
23-15, so they're doing much better in this second half, just hauling the New Zealanders back.
A player went offside, so Sally was given a free pass at the edge of the circle. A good jump by Sandra to try and intercept that ball, but she only succeeded in knocking it off the court. Throw into Australia. Australia having to play the ball around. They're being well defended by New Zealand. And there again, contact, penalty pass. Sue taking a shot.
And the leap there from Robin Dillimore, just enough to put them off, but they get the ball back again.
And Australia centre, so they want to convert this one to pull back another go. Sue passing to Vicky, who converts.
And Vicky Wilson there, bringing it back to 23-17.
There's contact by Sally, which is unfortunate because it leaves an unmarked shooter in the circle. So for the moment they had the ascendancy, but they didn't make use of it. So Australia once more back on the attack. And again, a good centre pass.
The New Zealand captain, the goal defence, Wai Taumaunu. All a bit scrappy at the moment.
Players trying that little bit too hard and causing personal contact. So the umpires will penalise to get the game steadied down and sorted out again. That looked very close to me, but umpire decided to play advantage. She got the ball through where she wanted it. But unfortunately a miss. Sally will try and start off another attack, but before she had the chance there was contact. Again, New Zealand now putting on a little bit of a zone defence to try and intercept the loose ball.
Contact there, so a penalty shot and converted by Vicky Wilson. 23-18. Possession again.
Again, contact by the goalkeeper. So a chance for Vicky to pull another one back, which she does.
23-19. Vicky Wilson suddenly finding her shooting form, and that's making all the difference. Australia right back in this game.
New Zealand forced to use the back pass, but a long one down to the centre. And Sally, good reach. Shooter unable to get her shot in. But contact then against Sally's the goalkeeper, so it'll be a penalty pass or shot to New Zealand. And no mistake, so there's New Zealand's goal they wanted.
24-19.
There's a wing defence contacting on Australia, so they get a penalty pass, but don't make the best use of it, although they still have the throw in. Waits for the umpire to say play. And look for their shooters. Sue not wanting to shoot. A very good fake pass then to Vicky, who will convert. Yes, she does.
24-20.
Again, personal contact, so why their captain has a penalty pass. Looking for their shooters. Sally with a very good reach, but unfortunately falls in, but as the goal was scored, the umpire allowed it to stand. Again, same thing. Defence falling in, but the goal counts. Doesn't have to retake it. And that time, the jump was perfectly legitimate, so she forced an error from the goal shooter. It's a free pass to New Zealand for offside.
(26-21). New Zealand get the gap back to 5 points. The quick passes there, finding the space, giving a chance to shoot, but Sue Kenny missing it. They regain possession, and Vicky Wilson makes it 26-22.
New Zealand's throw in. Last touch by Australia, the umpire calling for timeout. The ball's gone too far out of play. So wait till the umpire was signalled and they'll start again. New Zealand can't for the moment see their shooters passing the ball around the edge of the circle, but still have possession. Still have possession and the penalty given there. And they make the goal.
Mary, it's a fine line you've got to tread when defending. Mustn't dive in.
No, and it's very difficult to sometimes judge that exactly. You try and assess whether the player's held it for 3 seconds, when you can jump in and when you can't. As an ex-defence, I know the pitfalls.
Robin Dillamore restarting the game for New Zealand. Good quick passing. Sandra Mallet with contact, so now she gets put the ball into the circle. Julie Carter with the shot. 28-22.
That was a good interception by Sally, so she puts Australia back on the attack. A long clear out to the wing attack. Now can they get it into their shooters? Because that's where they want it, in that circle. Penalty pass or shot, and she'll take a shot. Not taken in quite the right position. The umpire wasn't satisfied, so she has to take it again.
No mistake though. 28-23. Great rivalry between these two countries, Mary. They've really dominated world netball, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They've, between them, been world champions every time we've had a world championship. And all except one occasion have been, if they weren't world champion, they were runners-up. Trinidad shared the title with them on one occasion. There was a 3-way tie. But these two countries are always there and always great rivalry.
Julie Carter, and that time Michelle Fielker judging the defence really well.
So Australia again on the attack. With a penalty pass. And again, contact, so Australia still have the advantage. They'll try and find the unmarked player. Unfortunately, New Zealand contacted.
Australia still with possession, still in with the chance, and if they can get a score here, they'll be the closest they've been since the beginning of the game. A chance to go in within 3 points.
Umpire taking a toss-up. But Australia moved before the whistle, so it was a free pass to New Zealand.
Good jump there by Fatialofa, yes, to take that one.
And Australia contacted her. Then jumping in before the ball's released. And so a penalty shot to New Zealand, which they convert.
29-24.
Some very well taken balls there by Australia, and why the captain then contacting, and so giving a penalty shot to Sue, and she converts.
29-25.
That good stretch again from Sally, and this time she didn't mistime it, but the goal was scored anyway. Australia trying desperately to get the ball into their circle, playing it around, looking for the opening, looking for the unmarked player. There she is, she's had to come out. Unfortunately, the ball came out as well.
Oh, and another miss there from Sue Kenny. Contact simultaneously from both sides, but contact again simultaneously from both sides.
That defence there was too close, so here's the penalty pass or shot. That ball swings round and out.
And that really a crucial miss, because just 4 minutes to go now, and Australia would have been back inside 5 points.
It's contact there again. So it's a penalty pass to Australia, to New Zealand. Looking for that centre feed into the circle, which they make. Another good jump from Sally.
Tracy Earl scoring a good goal, taking the score to 31-25.
New Zealand will try and keep possession now. They must know it's nearly time. They don't want to make any silly mistakes, unforced errors. They want the goals. But not this time. Sally starting off another attacking movement.
No chance to quick break either in netball. You must play the ball through the zones.
Yes, it must be touched in every third of the court. So you can't sling it from one end to the other and hope that the shooters will pick it up.
Vicky Wilson on target that time.
Nice use of a bounce pass there, and we don't see that very often. Sometimes it does outwit the defence. Sally falling in that time, so giving a penalty. And Tracy makes no mistake again.
32-27.
Oh, Vicky's running over the top, but got the retrieve and made it a go on the second attempt.
32-28, but less than 2 minutes to go.
I think Australia getting a free pass, although the players aren't quite sure whether they are. Yes, it is a free pass to Australia. Sometimes it's difficult to hear what the umpire is saying when the crowd gets excited as well. And this is an exciting finish to this game. Again, the umpire not absolutely satisfied. She took it from the right place, so is making her retake her shot. But she uses a pass instead.
And a very simple miss there from almost under the basket. And that's really been the story of this game. Sue Kenny just 8 of 16, 8 successful shots out of 16 attempts in this second half.
There was a contact by Michelle just outside the circle, but it leaves the unmarked girl attack in the circle, and Julie makes no mistake and gets the go. Australia trying to work that ball into their shooter. Sue has it, but unfortunately hits the edge of the ring, and New Zealand are away again. Long pass, but unfortunately straight out of court. Umpire's calling timeout. It's obviously getting very close. Timer has come out, counting the time down to the umpire.
7, 9, 8.
There are numbers, seconds to go.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time.
And a penalty there, right on the whistle. So that will count the final score, 33-29. To New Zealand, they take the gold, and Australia once again have to settle for second place.
So New Zealand take the gold again, having won all their matches. Australia, losing only to New Zealand, have to settle for silver, while England are happy to take the bronze.